The lightsaber, one of the most iconic weapons in history. You don't even have to have seen Star Wars to know what the lightsaber is. Now people have tried to recreate this weapon in real life, all the way from batons that look like this, to the hacksmith who created their own weapon. But the Corridor crew recently went back and looked at the original on how the practical version could have been made. Now at the end of his video, he prompted everyone to try their own hand at making this. So this is my attempt. So how Corridor Crew did theirs is they attached reflective tape to a pole which spun around and it reflected light where the camera was back to the camera, giving off the effect that it was glowing. But the spinning effect made it look like it was flickering. Now at the end of the video, he said,
but one of the things Mark and I were talking about were ways to perhaps incorporate just a single string of LEDs along one side and having that emit light into the scene like the modern lightsabers do. We just didn't have enough time to figure out how to power it and have it actually still spin. But that is something that I'm hoping to see some of you perhaps try, you know? I am now delivering the mantle of responsibility to you to create the most effective in-camera lightsaber effect possible.
I can do that. Now, the logical first step in this project, I thought, was to attach LEDs to a pole. It looks like this. Ain't this something? After this, I decided to put it in a tube to see if it would help make it both diffuse the light and also have some more stability. I then attached a drill to it. It's fine. The wires ended up coming loose, but I took this as a success, so I moved on to the next part. I also removed the battery from the pole. I got a bigger rod, so now all the LEDs are on one side, so it's pretty much going to be flickering on and off while it spins. So now that we have this, we have to figure out two things. One, how do we make it spin, which I've decided I'm going to use a Dremel tool for. But the next thing is, how are we going to power it while it spins? Good question, past me. The answer is like a DC motor. So the way motors work is there are two wires that are constantly touching the inner rotator. So I made a part that will constantly have two wires touching two aluminum rings, positive and negative, to power the LEDs. Also, I forgot to film me designing and printing these pieces, so here they go. So how it works is these two parts right here are going to have aluminum on them, which have holes which go up to the top for wires. And then it's going to go in here where two wires are going to be pushed against the aluminum foil, providing power to it, so it can still spin, but there's going to be power to it. This is me making the first prototype of the electrical system. Alright, so I've attached it to the, I've attached some wires to the thing, so now it's always touching the aluminum tape. So if I plug in this battery, it should turn on the LEDs. This is the first time I'm testing it. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if it works. Okay, it's on. Does it spin? Come on. It's getting stuck. No! Got stuck! This is where I ran into the problem that would constantly be a problem to this project. But with this slight hiccup, I decided to just go ahead and hook it to a drill. Okay, I have it hooked up to a drill, and I have a battery attached to it. Useless box. To the rescue. Okay, I have everything hooked up, so if I spin the middle part, this should flicker like a lightsaber. Maybe. I don't know, let's try it. Please don't break. Whoop. What happened? So I ended up breaking the inner rod, so I went back, printed another one, and hooked it to my Dremel tool.
At this point, we've collapsed up the same quarter mile of freeway for about 5 straight hours. Look into that because your brain is so full of fancy words, you can't actually remember how to speak English anymore. Doodle pip! Callie pip?
Dang. Once again, it got stuck, but I decided to move forward with this and attach the battery again. Okay, I think I got it unstuck. Also, I had a little pin here in the middle so that it stays in. So now all that's left to do is film a somewhat epic shot.
That was a stupid idea past me because the friction wouldn't allow it. It got stuck multiple times because of this.
So after finding out that it was mainly the friction that was causing this to malfunction, I went back to the drawing board and ended up cutting out the slots on the side so that there was less friction that would be hitting the sides. And I also made this a little bit better, so now these pins on the side slot into this middle part, allowing me to put some ball bearings on there. I also added a few more pins because this rod would like to shake around, causing it to just pretty much do this. So I fixed that. I also made it a little bit more streamlined when it came to this. I also taped this to the actual pole so it wouldn't be swinging around while it was going. I also, while I did this, taking out these parts, I took the liberty of making it a little longer so it would attach to the Dremel tool a bit better, giving it more of a handle grip, I guess. So, with all this said, let's see if it spins pretty well.
So I filmed this before I put the 2 extra pins in, so that's why it's shaking like this, but I powered it on, giving it the final test.
Let's see if it works. Okay, so I think the battery's dead on my thing, but I mean it works. It works. This is cool. So I'm gonna give this a quick charge so it spins right, and then we're gonna give this a quick demo. And there you have it. There's my design on a spinning lightsaber blade. Now, it looked a little like just a regular lightsaber, but that could just be because my Dremel was fast, but in my opinion, the original one Corridor Crew made was a lot better looking than mine. So, I would go with that, but honestly, if you had to do it, I would go with the LEDs in the blade like they do in the shows, but that was my design on how to do this. Let's see what you guys can come up with. Also, go check out Corridor Crew. They were the idea for this entire video. I'll leave a link to the original video in the description below, but seriously, go check them out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun figuring out the problem to this. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!